Namaste. Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another episode of Magick La Croix Speaks. And just want to get some things off my mind. This is not going to be a very long video. It's a video that I think is actually needed because of some of the things that some of my clients just are, I think, have a misunderstanding about magic in general. So, thing is, changing someone, which is what I named this video, changing someone. Y'all have no idea how many requests I get for love workings. It is for this reason I no longer do love workings. These are not love workings. They're lust and obsession workings. Anytime, just really simple logic. Anytime you want someone to be as obsessed with you as you are with them, that's a mental issue, okay? And when I say changing someone, a lot of requests I get are, can you make this person obsessed with me? First of all, obsession is a dangerous thing. It's not a good personality trait. Why would you want somebody to just... That sounds to me like control issues. Now, I'm all for do as thou will, but when you go to an occultist or a spiritualist or a magician and you want this kind of working done, you need to be honest with yourself. And this is going to be the last time I address this. You need to be honest with yourself. Why would you want another person obsessed with you? Particularly one who has not seemed to have that same interest in you that you have with them. And that seems to be the case of the people who come at me. And a lot of my colleagues have the same things. They want ridiculous, unrealistic requests. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see what's going on here in the chat. Okay, nothing. All right, y'all can ask questions if you want, because this can be a Q&A session also. But, and the reason that I may appear like subdued or not as energetic as I normally am when I do these kind of videos is because I'm starting to fast today with no meat. And then it's going to go to no food at all, just water. That's usually rough on anybody's body. Anyway, back to what I was saying. All right. Me personally, anyone who comes to me for love working usually gets turned away. I'll refer them to one of my colleagues. It's just not worth the headache anymore. But let me say this. Love workings, and I know I've addressed this before, love workings only work for a short time. It is the magician's job, the occultist's job, to bring that person to you. The rest of everything that needs to follow is up to you. All right, so let me give you an example. I had a client about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, wanted this girl. They had been together. She left. He wanted to bring her back. Said, okay. What was the reason she left? Right? And I am not one of those moral kind of people. But I'm like, why'd she leave? You know, oh, she didn't say, pressure from this and that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the working that I did for this gentleman worked in about a week. It didn't take long because first of all, they had lived together before, so it was easy for that to happen. It's easy for something like that to happen. They shared a history. So she came back about 2 weeks. She left again. came back, left again, came back. And I'm like, why? Okay, so the working worked, but if you can't keep her there, then how can you blame the occultist on that? He didn't blame me, but I'm just saying, I've heard stories of people blaming the occultist or the magician or the witch or the spiritualist. How can you blame somebody if you can't keep somebody with you? Like, okay, if that person's spirit really does not want to be there, that's going to happen. No amount of magic is going to change that. And that is the reason for the title changing someone. You cannot change someone's core personality. You can't do it. If that person's spirit deep down inside does not want you, you need to move on, find someone else. Because even if the magic works, and 9 times out of 10 it does, it's only for a short time. So, in order for a love working to work, there has to be a mutual attraction, a mutual want to be together. That's the ideal environment for it to work. Now, it can work under other conditions. However, that's the most ideal. That person wants you, you want that person, y'all want it to work, blah, blah, blah. However, if someone does not have an interest in you like you have an interest in them, that is just such a hard piece of working, unless you're doing a hardcore obsession or intranquility spell. And why would you want to end up with a zombie? You might as well just go fucking buy one of those sex dolls that's running rampant right now. That's what you need. You don't need no live person whose mind has been tampered with so much by magic that they don't know if they're coming or going. And in an intranquility spell, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. You cannot change someone's core personality. You can't change it. It's like asking to change the person's spirit, their thoughts, their ideals, how they feel, the person's soul. It's like asking to do that. So you can't do that. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Is this broadcast? All right, somebody say something in the chat room, please. And make sure that this is actually broadcasting. I can't see nothing here. Or am I looking at the wrong one? I bet I'm looking at the wrong one. Just give me a second, folks. Is I'm looking at the wrong one? Oh, duh, I am. My stupid ass. Wow. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness gracious. I was looking at the wrong broadcast. Oh shit. It's been a day without me. I haven't done it in some months, so I'm laughing at myself though. Peace and blessings, Delani Jeffries, Ms. QT, Tova Benson, Sarah. Peace and blessings. Thanks for joining me. So just to continue, like I said, people think that magic can just help with every aspect of their lives. This is just not the case, especially if you're not willing to learn it yourself and you're relying on a spiritualist to do it. Then come on, man, what's the point? Every single problem that you have doesn't need a magical resolution to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen some of the most stupid things. Hey, could magic have done this? And I'm like, wait a minute. You came to me for love working. Your father got into an accident. Your aunt ran off from your uncle, and you think the love working has something to do with that? Dora pause. There's an oldie but goodie. I have not done that in a long time. But Marquetta, hey, how you doing? Um, so everything is not magically related either. Excuse my dumbass cat. He always making noise. But everything is not magically related, especially if I'm doing a love working for you. This is just an example. If I'm doing a love working for you and then something else go wrong in your life, the two don't go together. Yeah, that has happened before. So back to my original point is that everything is not no, that's not my original point. Because I've done a video before on everything's not magically related. Everything's not magically related. Everything doesn't need a magical resolution. Some things just take logic and common sense. You know what I'm saying? Your spouse decides to start cheating on you. Is there a reason for that? Like I said, I'm throwing out scenarios. None of this has happened. Nobody's come to me like this. This is hypothetical. Your car breaks down. Does that have anything to do with a magical ritual you did the night before? Or is because you have a 20-year-old fucking car that's probably was going to go out anyway? You see what I'm saying? Everything's not magically related. So stop the bullshit. My initial point though was changing someone's personality, and people think that magic is the way to go. It's not. I mean, a movie that will show a zombification of a person. It's called Tales from the Crypt Ritual. This guy who was in charge, he really wanted this woman, this high yellow, I was probably saying high yellow, red bone woman. He wanted her real bad throughout the movie. At the end of the movie, because of the events that transpired, he was able to get her, but she was unable to move. She was a zombie, pretty much. So, wanting somebody in that way, do you really want somebody that way? Do you want a worker to go to that length just to have the person that you want? No, I think you need some motherfucking therapy. That's what I think. Let's see. Patricia, hey, what's up, Dan? Um, not magically delicious. Patricia W. Oh, yeah. I don't always follow the planetary colors. I don't always follow that. Good catch, though. I don't always follow that, but yeah, today's Tuesday, the day of Mars. Red is the color for war, for passion. But it's not that you can't wear other colors. I wear that color if I know I might get into a confrontation. See what I'm saying? Last week it actually did happen though. I actually had slight arguments with two people last week. And when I finally got settled down for the night, I was like, wait a minute. Today is fucking Mars. So yeah, I usually tend to keep watch on the planetary days and the planetary hours. However, today I just felt like wearing my Ganesha shirt. So one more time for the people in the back. You cannot use magic I don't know. Some other people may tell you differently, but I'm telling you from my experience, if I throw some magic at somebody and they're not responding, for instance, I do a honey jar followed by an intranquility spell, finding by a binding spell, followed by something else equally powerful. This person never responds at all. No, none of the strong magic has worked. Is the magician a failure? Or this person just really does not want to be with you? It's the latter. They really just don't want to be with you. Change. That's my whole point. Changing someone's core personality, unless you go to extreme lengths, it's not going to happen. That's some realness for your ass. Now, all right. That's the last time I'm going to address that. Exactly, Thulani. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. Exactly. It is crazy. But I've had people come to me saying that, you know, I want this person and I don't care what it, and then I'll go to warning them, like, you know, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. Oh, this can happen, and you really don't want that to happen. I gave the story about the woman who wanted her man back, not for love purposes. She wanted him back for revenge. He came back. This is always a favorite story of mine because it's just fascinating to me that the man came back for a week. She threw him out. That was her revenge. She wanted him to hurt like she hurt. And I kept telling her, why don't you just get over that? Your heart will heal. It's a muscle. Muscles heal. They do. Your emotions. Eventually, you'll get over the shit. But she was so intent on punishing this man. I gave her ritual to do. He came back. She got her revenge. He tried to burn the house down to get to her. So you want a man or a woman to be that obsessed with you where it becomes dangerous. So it's for this reason, a couple months ago, I stopped doing love working. So anyone who comes to me for love working is not going to happen. I am going to refer you to someone else. I don't care how much money you're willing to pay. It is just not worth my peace of mind, my sanity. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth the headache. I will refer you to one of my colleagues. I know a lot of people who are into the arts, and there's usually someone who is willing to take your case. It's just not going to be me. I no longer take ridiculous, unrealistic cases. I am not going to have you, or I'm not going to perform ritual so that you can sleep with Cardi B or Pinky or any motherfucking celebrity you don't know and have never met. I'm not doing that. So, Cypher to this is so fucked up. Cypher Terrestrial, what up? Nice to see you as well. All right, so I was asked also to do a demonstration on my pendulum. I do not know who this person is. They sent me a message. They said it was a responder, so I will do that. Pendulum, I've worked with for many years. They usually come on a string that's like really stringy. And I used to break a lot of them because my energy be so strong that it would break the chain. But notice I am not moving my wrist. Okay. All right. So demonstration. Show me a yes answer. Show me a very strong yes answer. Show me a no answer. I'm keeping my wrist as still as possible, so y'all don't think that I'm moving, because I'm not. It's just responding to what I'm telling it. Show me a no answer. Again, show me a no answer. Show me a really strong no answer. Is my name Brother Jeffries? That is a no. Is my name Magick La Croix? Am I really versed in the magical arts? Okay. Show me a maybe answer. Again, show me a really strong yes answer. And that is how the pendulum works. It pretty much works off your energy and the energy field surrounding you. Black Mirror. I was going to talk about that before. I love Black Mirrors because Black Mirrors are good for scrying. What is scrying? Scrying is seeing into the unseen, seeing into the spiritual world. Now, when I first got my Black Mirror many years ago, I thought that looking into a Black Mirror would have you see some shit that you see on TV, that you see in Hollywood, like when you look into a crystal ball. It works the same. It doesn't work the same way that TV shows you. The way it works is, my personal opinion is that I have one. A Black Mirror allows you to see inside your own mind. It helps you to focus right here. So you'll see images. You're not going to see images in the Black Mirror. You'll see images in your head. That's how that works. Now, imagine my surprise when I started to see strange shit pop up into my head when looking into a Black Mirror. Or you can look into any black surface, like a cup of coffee. I know a magician who actually does this. He uses a cup of coffee. Or you can take a cup of water and pour some black ink into it, and you can scry that way. Scrying is a very powerful tool. It's akin to remote viewing, which I have not mastered yet, but I'm working on it. Do I work with ancient gods? Yes, I do. The gods that I work with are like Ganesha. Ganesha is ancient. I love the Hindu gods, the Babylonian gods, the Assyrian gods. Yes, I work with gods that you probably never heard of. So the more ancient, the more I'm fucking with it, because I like doing the stuff that other people don't like to do. And this has built up over the years. I didn't jump into the occult just working with real powerful energies like that. No, I had to build up my chi. I had to build up my aura. I had to build up my fucking nerve, because these energies and entities that I work with are millions of years old. Astaroth, Boone, yes. I used to work exclusively with the Goetia. That's because that's who you're talking about. I love that system, the Goetia. Goetia, by the way, means howling. So yeah, I've worked with just about all the Goetia demons. I have been into the arts. This is my 21st year being into the magical arts. So I've reached a point where I can say, no more love workings for me. You can have that shit. Let's see. Oh, and now a special announcement. A word from our sponsors. Let me stop being stupid. But I'm lightheaded because I'm fasting. So Orisha oils, Loa oils. These are oils that I've handcrafted myself and I made. I've infused them with crystals and herbs and ritual to empower them. These oils can be used on, I made them specifically to be used on the body, but they can also be used on candles and ritual work. Like this is my Oya oil. The Magical Elite Supply Shop. I have Oya. I have Legba. I have Alehua. I have Oshun. I have Ogun. And I have Shango. What's coming next will be Urzuli. Oh, I have the Baron. Baron Samani. So, like I said, and this one smells really good. Say you need to do some work with Oya. Then you would dress yourself or dress the candles or whatever you're working with, because these have the oils, the herbs that are infused or attributed to the deity that they're named after. Okay, yeah. So those are my yes, I have a website. I'm typing in Raha. www.themagicalelitesupplyshop.com. So, what did we cover today? We have covered that I now sell Orisha oils or Loa oils. I think I'm going to start doing Hindu gods oils also. I'm not sure just yet. Like Ganesha is that's my absolute favorite deity. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing the shirt. But that's my favorite Hindu deity to work with. Ganesha, Parvati, Shiva. I know it says Shiva, but I like saying Shiva. Lakshmi. So yeah, that's answering your question again. I do work with a lot of ancient gods. Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay. Were there any more questions? Otherwise, this is my bowling night. But I want to say again, if you're thinking about doing some love work to have somebody, at least let the person be interested in you. Or, you might want to consider just going into the magical arts yourself, because there's a lot of work to convince somebody on an esoteric and spiritual level that they need to be with you and only you and don't need to look at anybody else. I don't know. That sounds like fucking obsession to me, but I've had people come to me with that. Peace and love is Raya Genetics. I hope I said that right. What about Lucifer? Lucifer. Lucifer, Lucifer. One of my favorite songs by Jay-Z. But Jay-Z. My thoughts are scattered from this fast. But Lucifer. I have worked with Lucifer. Yes, I have. On our old house, we had some like poltergeist activity in our house. My son saw strange shit in his room. One of his friends that spent the night over said he felt like something was watching him, and it was all kind of, you know, the guitar playing itself, stuff like that was happening. So I said, all right, this sounds like some mischievous, low-level spirits that's doing this. So I summoned Lucifer to quiet it down in the house. I drew out a sigil. I think I may have given an offering. Can't remember what the offering was. It was so long ago, but didn't take long at all. Lucifer cleared that shit out. Lucifer is one of the high-ranking gods of hell. So I figured, hey, if he got that much authority, he can help me out with this problem. Ray I Genetics. Oh, duh. Sorry about that. Ray I Genetics. Ray I. Oh, okay. Yeah, duh. Yeah. But Lucifer is not. All right, let me answer one at a time. What about if looking for new love, getting back into dating? That's a whole different story. If you're just trying to draw somebody to you, then by all means, yeah. There's so much simple shit you can do for that. If you're just trying to get into the dating scene, I mean, you can do a candle spell for that. I've done a candle spell just to see how it worked. I did a candle spell. I used some sexual fluids. And whatever else I used in that particular ritual, I put in a gree bag, which looks like this, a gree bag. And I went to the club just to see how it would work. And it worked fantastic. I had women trying to talk to me, like literally coming and approaching me. So that's a totally different story. I'm talking about somebody who has lost a love due to them, and it's usually due to them fucking up and trying to get the person back, or have been abusive toward that person and they left and they're trying to get the person back. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Yes, to answer your question, can you call the Greek gods the way you call the Hindu gods? Not the same way exactly, but the way I call on Hindu gods, there's rituals. The rituals involve usually the Hindu gods. I have a statue and a mantra, because with the Hindu pantheon, they usually have mantras. They really big on mantras, and they usually have a mantra for each deity. Like Ganesha, the seed mantra for Ganesha is gum, G-U-N-M, and you go om gum gum. It sounds like gum. Lakshmi is Shreem, S-H-R-E-E-M, Shreem. So the Greek gods are approached a different way. I don't know of any mantras that call on Greek gods, but in a ritualistic way, you can call on pretty much anything. As long as you have a foundation, if you have a magical foundation, you can call on any god that you want to, but have a strong foundation first. Have some type of serial magic background. Like if you want to call on the Goetia, the best way to charge jewelry for protection. The only way that I know of is to place it on your altar, surround it with protective herbs, and maybe some oils, protective oils like fire. What's it called? Wall of fire or fiery wall of protection incense, the oils, and ritually, actually, you can just pray to it or just speak to it. Magic does not have to be complicated. Put it on your altar. and let it charge itself. Use a candle. Candles are very good for charging things. Don't make it complicated. One of the best crystals for protection is the amethyst. This is a chevron amethyst. All right, but you can use other things. Any black piece of jewelry, not piece of jewelry, any black crystal can be used for protection. Obsidian, opal, onyx, jet, which is really, really hard to find. Jet. Use a quartz crystal when you want to get really basic. But each crystal has its own properties. A good place, thanks, Gold Mine. What up, brother? A good place, would you know a good place to look for information on Anubis? Everything you find has the same information. Exactly what are you trying to find? Any Egyptian book, like the Egyptian Book of Heaven and Hell, is by Budge. You can find that one, or the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I'm sure Anubis is in that a lot. But if you're talking about a book specifically for Anubis, unfortunately, I don't know of any. But any Egyptian mythology book will pretty much have Anubis in it. I like the way they portrayed Anubis in the show American Gods. Of course he was a black man. Of course he was. They got it right. They usually don't get that shit right, but they got it right. So I was pleased with that. Right, Nikita, what up? Tiger's Eye. Yeah, in the chat room, people are giving suggestions. Tiger's Eye is the most well-known crystal for protection. Trying to think of some other ones. Or you can use your own blood. If you're a woman, charge it with your blood. And I mean your menstrual blood. You can use a spit. You can use your breath to charge something. It's not as complicated as people think it is, and people try to make it be. Black tourmaline. I still don't have that though. I've never worked with black tourmaline, but I've heard really good things about it. I can't believe I forgot this one. Hematite. Hematite is great for protection. Hematite is basically iron, and I keep it all around my house. You can use a railroad spike, which is about that big. It's really heavy too. Those are things that you could put on your altar, make an offering to Ogun, if you're using iron or hematite or whatever, or any god, any deity that specializes in protection. Hematite is, sorry, my thoughts about pacts. Pacts with a deity? That's what you mean? I've done it once, but I'm not keen on it because I don't think I got what I wanted out of it. It was a pact with a high-ranking demon, but I don't think, and it was supposed to be go for 7 years, but I made the pact for 1, and I ain't see much results. I'm like, nah. So I ended that contract. I mean, if you're not scared, go for it. But I just, after that one time that I did it, I was like, nah, I can get what I want without making a pact with a deity. I can do that. So, These are some good questions. Like Bobby Hemming. Give me some questions. Let's see. No, you're not scared? No, I mean, but a lot of people think that making a pact means you're selling your soul or you're giving some kind of worldly thing, when all you really got to do sometimes on a pact, just give an offering every full moon or something like that. It's not going to be something outrageous like you got cut off on your fucking fingers each every 2 weeks or something like that. It's usually people come up with some of the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life, but that's Hollywood for you, and that's the thinking that a lot of people have. Is Yemaya the same as Isis? No, she is not. Yemaya is the goddess of the ocean. Isis is who put Osiris back together. They are all right. Yemaya has to do with the ATRs. In particular, she's one of the 7 African powers. Yemaya. She's the goddess of the oceans and the rivers. Isis is a Kemetic / Egyptian goddess of love, protection, power. You know, they are two. They work. First of all, they're 2 different pantheons and 2 different attributes to both of them. So there's a really good book about this thick called Isis Magic. If you're looking to work with Isis, I suggest getting that book. No need to apologize. What are you apologizing for? How do you get in touch with Elehua or conjure him? First thing I would say is to get in touch with your ancestors first. That's the first thing I want to say. You need to connect with your ancestors before you start messing with these deities like that. If you have a working relationship with your ancestors, then cool. But they will be the guiding force to get you started. I don't know much about Elehua. I work with Papa Legba. Elehua is way too tricky for my taste. He's like a little kid. Papa Legba is more like an uncle who teaches you lessons. The way I work with Papa Legba, I have a video on here that shows how I work with Papa Legba. But if you really want to get with Elehua, I suggest going to the crossroads at midnight and speaking to him and give an offering of 3 pennies and a small bottle of rum. Ask him to appear to me. That's the most basic way that I can say. But I've not worked with him. I don't want to steer you wrong on that one. Oh, no, it's cool. I mean, yeah, I've been on people and they don't thank the new people. I'm like, okay, why not? Why? You have an audience. I mean, respect your audience. But I get you. It's not needed though. The Goetia for beginners, I would say if you have a firm foundation, I notice I keep saying a foundation. It's because you can get fucked up working without a foundation. If you just go all willy-nilly, oh, I can do this, they ain't gonna do nothing to me. No, they can tear your mind apart. But Goetia, that takes some getting used to. Me personally, I wouldn't jump into a system like Goetia right away. I would go into something easy and then ease my way into it. But there are plenty of books out on working with the Goetia. Now, if you go with Aleister Crowley or Eliphas Levi or any of the ancients' way of working with the Goetia, you're probably going to get frustrated because it's so drawn out. See what I'm saying? But the rewards are worth it working with the Goetia. I think a long time ago, at least 10 years ago, was my go-to system for everything. Yes, ancestor money works well. I keep ancestor money on my altar, which is to the left of me. You can't see it, but it's to the left of me. I keep one on, I got 4 altars in my altar space in my garage, and ancestor money all over that too. So they are happy with ancestor money. That is a great way to honor your ancestors and to give them offerings and to keep them fulfilled on the other side. Yes, you can use fake money to burn as an offering to ancestors because it represents money. Even though it's fake, it still represents money. Me personally, I use the Joss paper because it's rice paper. It's real cheap. You can get like 75 for like $3. It's real cheap. And you can get off eBay. It's really, really cheap. Like it's real cheap. It's not expensive to get that. But you can write your petition on um, a brown paper sack and offer that to your ancestors. I don't prefer that because burning lunch paper bag, it stinks. I don't like the odor it gives off. So I fuck with Joss paper, and I have plenty of it. I have blank Joss paper, and I have ancestor money printed on regular Joss paper. But sometimes I use Joss paper to write my petitions on, and because I only use brown paper sack for certain things, like throwing away an offering at a crossroads. I'll use it for that, but I no longer use it to write my petitions on or to burn it. I really don't like just the way it smells. Right, Thulani said it right. You can buy it in Chinatown. There's a website that sells a lot of it and sells a variety of it, and I believe they are based in New York. If y'all give me just a second, I think I may be able to find it here. I was like a kid in the candy store when I found this site. Um, they sell all kind of Joss paper, blank Joss paper, all kinds of ancestor money. Um, they sell the most popular ones that you see, like the ones with the Jade Emperor on it. Let me see. Remember the name. Oh, it's been a while because I stocked up. Oh, never mind. I found it. uh, yep, I sure did. I found it. Haha. Okay, I'm gonna place this in the chat room. So, um, Delani's on it. She said, um, Canal Street. I heard about that. That is the website. I just put it in the chat room. No, I did not get the AA tarot yet. And the reason I didn't get it yet is because I don't like the term African American. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Delani, I use the blank ones to write petitions on. If I'm doing a candle magic spell, I'll write a petition on the blank ones. I don't have it right near me. I don't want to get up in the middle of this broadcast to get it. But yeah, I got it from, I believe I got it from either here or off eBay, just like I said. Like I said, I was like a kid in the candy store when I found the site. Rhea Genetics. No problem. Love Sky, thanks for your question. I believe learning to meditate is one of the most basic things that you can learn to do when you're just learning magic. It's not necessary, no. But to be able to go within to find an answer, that's one of the most powerful things you can do. And you learning how to still your mind. You got to understand the ancients believed in the power of stilling the mind in meditation. That's why they did it so much. You know, when you can still your mind and focus, then the sky's the limit. There's so much potential in doing just that. I have a mind machine that I bought off Amazon, and it puts isochronic tones in my ears, as well as you have goggles that beam lights. So it's a great meditation tool. You might want to look into that. It's called a Proteus mind machine. Why does every big, I don't know. I'm from Philadelphia and our Chinatown is big. It is really, really big. It is a lot of shit that you can find down there though. So, so yes, hopefully Love Sky, that answered your question. I find that people who want to get into the cult want shortcuts. And I always say, you know what, you can take shortcuts, but you ain't gonna get the full thing. You ain't gonna get the full potential. You're not gonna reach your potential by taking shortcuts. But we live in the age of I want it now and everything's rush, and I gotta have it now. So there's that. So I understand where that's coming from, but still at the same time, you know, when I'm a perfectionist, I'm a Virgo. So when I first decided to get into the arts, I wanted to learn everything that I could to get to the point that I am now. So there was no rush for me, but there's never a rush for me. That's me personally. But like I said, we live in a society where everything is rush. I gotta have it now, you know, now. Nobody's willing to learn it. So people will pay occultists to do some of the most basic shit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yes, Love Sky on it. You know what? Since I'm in a giving mood, let me see if I can find it for you. I've had it. I don't even use it that often anymore, but it is a great investment. Proteus. Yep. Still have it. They sure still have it. I'm gonna show you the ones that I have. As a matter of fact, the one that I have is the cheapest you're gonna find. Damn, they've gone up. Shit. Wait a minute. Yeah, I've had it 3 years already. Let's see, copy. Let's see. That is the Mind Machine. It's a great meditation tool. You close your eyes, kind of look at the light show, but you'll see images coming in your head, especially if you're concentrating on a particular thing that you may need to resolve or solve. So that is the Mind Machine. And yes, I think meditation is extremely important in the art of magic. If I was to show you right now, all the books, I mean, meditation is not even hard. You can get up and lay, and before you get out of the bed, just be still for about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and then try to increase it each day. But it's a great tool because you are going into your innermost soul to find an answer, hell, to find peace. But that is the reason the ancients did it so often and so much. My pendulum To go back to the pendulum, if possible, how do you know if you're talking to the right person? What right person? I think I know what you're saying, but I wasn't using any deities to answer. I'm using my higher self. This answer, the pendulum, that's why it's so accurate, because it comes from you. It's not coming from someone else. It's coming from you. It is your higher self. And I ritualize my pendulum. See, it's even saying yes, and I ain't even asking them a question. But I ritualize my pendulum. There's a ritual I do that I've been doing for years to keep it on point. But I'm not just like talking to any old person. I'm not talking to any deity, any God. I'm talking to my higher self. If you know what that means, my higher self. It's not, when you use your pendulum, you can talk to some. All right, let me put it this way. If I'm doing ritual and I want an answer from a deity that I'm working with, then yeah, to get a yes or no answer, I will use the pendulum. It's funny how that just starts to spin on its own, and I didn't even ask it a question. I really didn't. But I'm talking to the spirit. I'm not talking to anyone else. So yeah, I'm talking to the right person, technically. Amir, you from Philly, huh? Yeah, man. Send me a cheesesteak, please. I can't handle meat right now. I can't. And I gotta go bowling tonight. That's extra energy I gotta expend. Oh man. The first day, honestly, the first day is the worst. It's the roughest day. But once you get through that day, as long as you have a lot of water, you'll be fine. I stay with alkaline water, and I do not drink out of plastic. Right. Nepotism. Right. They don't want to put in the work. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So that's why I said, if you really want somebody so bad where you need them to be obsessed with you, then you might want to learn the magical arts yourself. Because a lot of my colleagues, when I tell them about some of the cases, they be like, I ain't taking that. Nope. And these are people who do this for a living, including me. But like I said, from now on, no more love workers, period. Not for me, no. It's not worth it. And, I get tired of the question, how long is it going to take? It takes as long as it takes. I can't give you a time frame. That I can't do, but some people, they get so desperate. I mean, man, these are the kind of people, honestly, that I think are mental patients. Seriously. Rare genetics, yeah. Some people use it to do that. I don't talk to people who have ascended. I don't see a need, honestly. That's just me, and I'm not trying to be insensitive, but some people hold on to those who have transitioned. I get that. That's not something I do. See what I'm saying? It's not something I wish to do. Matter of fact, every single person in my family who have transitioned, who have passed on, I've seen astrally. I've interacted with them astrally. That is more than enough for me, because I've seen some shit that will scare the hell out of other people. One of my aunts actually said to me, damn, I wish I could see Mom. She my mother. I was like, I wish you could see her too. But it is what it is. At this point, it is what it is. But, I knew what I was getting into when I decided to get into the occult arts. I knew it. So it is what it is. Like Latoya Anderson said, yeah, they need a pill. They need a Xanny, some Prozac for depression, some St. John's wort, a pint of vodka. Yeah, but I'm never going to I'm never going to understand being obsessed with somebody who don't want you. I'm never going to understand that. I made this pendulum. Like I said, I used to buy them all the time, but I made them. I made this. I made this. I went into this like variety store. As you can see, it's discolored now. This is a choker. It's a metal choker. That's what this is. I was looking for something. I was like, I'm tired of buying pendulums because they break so often because my energy is so strong that when it swings, the pendulum itself will fly off and it will break. So I bought a metal pendulum. I bought a metal pendulum. Then I bought this choker and I just added it together. I ritualized it and I've had it for years now. Know what I mean? It kills me when it's just answer a question that I haven't even asked. You know what I'm saying? But what it's doing is responding to my energy. That's what it's doing. Okay. Right, Love Sky. If they don't want you, let them go. Some people don't have a hard time letting go. But, you know, it is what it is with that one. Like I said, if anybody's watching who's into want love spells, I'm not your guy. I'm never going to be that guy again. I've done it for years and it's just not worth it. My time is too valuable. You know, being awakened in the middle of the night with all your problems. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm really not. My degree is not even in psychology. So, you know, I can't do all that shit. You know, but a lot of people expect that of us who work with the magical arts. They expect us to be a friend, a confidant, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, you know, and a lot of times we do have to wear that many hats. But when it starts becoming fun, it starts becoming fulfilling, then I'm not saying I'm to that point yet, but I know with the love spells, I am. Okay. All right. Looks like that's all the questions I got. So I'm going to end this. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for allowing me to get that stuff off my chest and for me to air out some things. I hope I answered all your questions. Check me out, my Arisha oils in the Magical Elite Supply Shop. This one is, I love the way this smells. I don't know what I blended with it, but yeah, you work with oil, try some of this oil. Oil. The Magical Elite Supply Shop. www.themagical-elite-supply-shop.com. My name is Magick La Croix. I hope I have answered your questions. Thank you so much for joining me. It was good seeing, joining me, Tova Benson. Thank you so much. It's not a pleasure. Y'all really do humble. I am really humbled to touch about that. Namaste, people. I appreciate you all. Come find me on Facebook, and I will put you in my the Magical Elite Reloaded Facebook group. It's a secret group, which is why you can't find it so readily. But if you find me, you'll find the group. This is Magick La Croix. I'm signing off for now. I'm about to take my ass bowling on a fasting night. I hope you all are well. Have a good rest of your week. Peace and blessings. Peace.